When you're a woodworker and you don't have a lot of space and you're working out of your garage like me, it's critical to have your stuff on wheels and mobile so you can bring it out in the driveway and have more space, right? But what happens when your mobile idea fails? And that's exactly what happened to me. My idea was to have these little casters I've been seeing everywhere where you just push down and it picks it up, but it only picked it up like 3/4 of an inch. And of course, this is a little bit more, this slants down, then you've got this gap here. So that's a little bit more than 3/4 of an inch, and the whole thing bottomed out and didn't work. And then eventually this one actually did rip out. So you can see it's not even fully built. So it had less than 500 pounds on it, and it was supposed to hold like 720. So I was doing some research and trying a few different things, and the most critical thing for me was trying not to take up too much of the workbench. I wanted as much space as possible, and I didn't want anything sticking out too far. So I tried putting it on the inside like this with a little lever. And it kind of worked, but it required a lot of effort, and this one didn't work as good. So I finally got smart and made a few prototypes on this old little mobile cart I had here, seeing what would work the best, and I came up with this idea, having a hinge in the front, the back, and the middle, and that worked a lot. But the problem is, on my big workbench, it moved too much, so it wouldn't come up enough for the wheels. Because I need about 2 inches of clearance, and then I need the wheels to come up here, because I got these 4-inch casters, which work really well. They hold it. I clamped everything up and made sure it worked. And now I finally found a super simple way to just lift this up. Just a hinge and a couple pieces of wood with your caster, of course. So let me show you guys what I'm doing today. I've got these little 3.5-inch hinges that I'm using, and I've got some 2x4s here. And I really wish I didn't rip all my 2x10s down into 3 inches, because I wish this was 4 inches. But this will do, and this is what we got to work with. So I'm going to start by measuring and cutting these down. And it would be really nice if all the pieces could be the same, but this is where I'm going to put my bandsaw. So that's a little bit shorter than over here where my table saw is at. So this is all customizable. Everything's going to be its own size. So again, if you're doing this, make sure you measure twice and cut once. And then I'm going to attach some pocket holes to attach this board to the frame. And with our pocket holes drilled out, we can drill it to the frame. So just get yourself a little scrap piece of wood, move it over. That way, there's your little spacer. I wanted this 1.5 inches away from the main piece. That way it'll line up in here. I know, a little piece of scrap wood, but hey, it's all gold, man. It's all gold. So now we just need to drill this in. Oh yeah. And do the same thing for the top. And now I know what you're thinking. Got this other piece. Just drill it in on the other side. And you, my friend, are one smart cookie. That's correct. But stop trying to get ahead of me. And before we attach the wheels, I'm going to go ahead and rip this down to 2 inches and cut it so I'll have some 2-inch spacers. That way the whole workbench is lifted up 2 inches off the ground, and I'm going to get that clearance I'm looking for. And now it's time to attach the caster to one of the arms here. And then you place it down. Make sure you leave enough room for it to swivel around. Don't put it too close to the edge here. Unless you find some cool ones that will lock the swivel, but not the wheel. These do a double break, which I wasn't happy about, but I really couldn't find ones that only did one or the other. And now it's time to start installing the brackets, and I want to make sure I do it this way, not this way, because see, it might not lift up enough. Plus, when I have it like this, it's kind of got a little lip. It's got a little something to push against rather than relying on just the pin, so it'll give it a little extra support. So we'll line it up where we want it. Show me a little pilot hole. Just to get started. We'll get that first screw in there. Not too tight, but just to hold it in place so I don't mess anything else up. And we'll do this bottom one too, that way. Try to get everything at least some sort of hold, that way it doesn't move on me too much, which it already has. again, there can be room for wiggling. And we're going to rely on that for the future. Anyway, you'll see. We'll do the foot. And next is the foot pedal. We're just making this really simple and easy. Just drilling and screwing it in. Now, before we move on to the style block, I want to show you another variation in case you've got a different setup like me. So on my side with the table saw, I do not have a middle support. And so I put the wheels like this in between it under. I could have put them out here, but then my super secret won't work. Let me show you. So I've got this lined up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hinges here. So this will fold up under the table saw. So instead of sticking out as far as it does, right? Because then I might almost bump into it, and that's not safe. When it's on the ground, see, the wheels are up. I'm going to fold this up. This whole thing is going to fold up under here, and it'll be flush with that. And see, on this side, I can't do that because of this support. And I did put a bar inside on the other side of this, but then it required a lot more effort, and I still didn't even have that much weight on it, right? It still only got a few things. So once I had it loaded up and I put it here on the outside, it was a lot easier. So let me show you what we're going to do on the other side. And I bet you guys thought I was going to take this to the miter saw and cut it in half. But surprise, surprise, I'm a karate arts master. Did you know that? So we're going to cut this with our hand. There's the line. 1, 2. No, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. I'm going to break my hand. Follow me to the miter saw. And now it's time for some more hinges. I almost wonder if there's a different hardware to make this cheaper. But for the most part, I think a few hinges are a lot cheaper than something else. Especially that other thing I was doing. I had this 1/8 bar, or maybe it's 1/4 inch, I don't know. Whatever. I had that aluminum thing, and it was like $20 a piece. So if you guys have any comments or ideas, let me know. Something like that. Push down. That's what I'm not using it. Alright. Almost there, boys, but check this out. Boom. Whoosh. Oh, yeah. I know you like to see that again. Boom. Goodbye. Alright, guys. Let's move on to the hold down block. So what we're going to do is dig around in our scrap cutoff pile and see if we can find a couple pieces long enough. So that way, I can do this all in one motion. I'm going to have a little piece here, right? So I can push this down. And there's going to be a little bolt here. Push this down, twist it, and it'll hold it in place. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I love making box stuff. Simple, quick, easy, 90-degree cross cuts. So easy. And back at the miter saw, of course. Then I'm going to get my board, clamp it up here, have that pushed down. We're going to drill a 3/8 hole in there. Then walk around and look around to find where you put your 3/8 bolt. Like this one from the last idea I had. Put that in there. Take this off. Perfect. So when I go to release, it'll come up and hold it. And this one, I'm going to have one on each side. So we're going to do this side over here too. And for the other side, we're just going to put a little 15-degree bevel or something close to it on this side. This is all messed up. That's why I didn't just use that angle. And again, drilling a 3/8 hole all the way through here. And this time, I knew where my bolts were. See? Because I got my magnetic belt thing on. Alright. Time to give this thing a test spin. Hey, hey, hey. It's holding. I'm tighten it too much. There we go. Then when I'm ready, put it down. Boom. There you go. Get your nice little foot placement there. Let it go there. Then I'll just slide my foot at the same time. Just watch your shoes. There you go. Cool. All right, time to test this thing out. Last time I did this, it didn't work very good. I stuck my box. Oh, I got that leg locked. Whoops. Okay, now it's time. Ah! See, that's why I don't want all the swivels, but I need them. Yeah, buddy, this thing's rolling. Now we're going up in the garage like I wanted to. If I could stop running everything over. Right up the lip, no problem. There we go. Now we want to come back out. Hey, buddy, look at that. This is where I want it. We're going to pop it. Drop it down. Drop it down. Boom. Rock solid. Easy peasy. It's not the prettiest, but hey, it works, guys. See? Out of the way. Plenty of room to work. Oh, wait. Now it's out of the way and plenty of room to work. And there you have it. It's complete. And I've been doing so much research, like I said before, and I couldn't find a good caster system to work for this big of a workbench. I've seen some for a smaller workbench or something similar, and they either failed or I didn't like it. So if you guys like this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. If there's something you'd improve on, let me know down in the comments. I would really appreciate it because I was kind of scrambling to make this, but it worked, so that's good. And so until then, go ahead and check out some of my other videos where you can see me build this massive workbench tool storage cart thing. All right, go ahead and click on one of those.